I think it's an extremely important visit, perhaps one of the most important visits that has been taken place to India in a very long time. This is President Putin's first visit to India after the Ukraine-Russia conflict started. And that makes it very special because he is coming to India after many years. I think that you can see great announcements in the field of defense cooperation, great announcements in the field of trade maybe. I think it's an extremely important visit, perhaps one of the most important visits that has been taken place to India in a very long time. And I think that it's a combination of many factors. I think, yes, there is a very fragile geopolitical situation globally. There are the two wars going on, of course, Ukraine-Russia conflict, and then Gaza-Israel has hardly finished. It is still simmering and really not really come to an end. In addition to that, India has been facing, as you know, a lot of pressure from America because of the high tariffs. And a lot of it is the 25% extra tariff is because of the energy that we are purchasing from Russia. And in the middle of all this, as you know, that there was great pressure on India to stop buying from Russia. That has reduced, but we don't know in what the future perspective of India's oil purchases from Russia is going to be. I think the Operation Sindoor, the terrible attack on tourists, on innocent tourists by Pakistani terrorists, and subsequent to that, Operation Sindoor, that has highlighted in many ways the significance of the India-Russia cooperation in the defense sector. We've seen that both with the BrahMos missile, which is jointly developed by India and Russia, and also with the S-400 air defense system. I think it has gone very well, extremely successful, and highlighting the tremendous value of these cooperation, defense cooperation that we have evolved with Russia. From President Putin's side, I would say that this is President Putin's first visit to India after the Ukraine-Russia conflict started. And that makes it very special because he is coming to India after many years. Our Prime Minister had been to Russia for this bilateral summit. This is a great feature of the India-Russia partnership and relationship, a very special, privileged strategic partnership that we have with Russia, that we have the annual summit practice with them. With very few countries do we have this. We have it with Japan, we have it with Russia, and this is very significant. And there have been 23 such summits in the last 26 years, which shows the high importance that both sides attach. And of course, during COVID years, there could be no such summit. So I think that this background of this world situation and the bilateral situation makes the visit very important. But in addition to that, I would say that people are anticipating with great eagerness what will happen during the visit. And certainly I think that you can see great announcements in the field of defense cooperation, great announcements in the field of trade maybe, and also, you can see great announcements on the overall political, bilateral, diplomatic cooperation between India and Russia. Already there is an announcement that there will be the logistics support agreement, RELOS, R-E-L-O-S, which has been already ratified by the Russian parliament, and we are anticipating a lot of bilateral agreements on further defense cooperation between India and Russia, maybe some more of the S-400, or people are talking of the S-500, the next advanced stage of air defense systems that Russia has developed. And this also may include transfer of technology or assembling in India. So these are very important aspects of the India-Russia defense cooperation, is that Russia is readily giving the focus to make in India. and transfer of technology. So this is very important contribution to India's Atmanirbharta program, and this makes it very special. There might also be some agreement on the Sukhoi 57, where again this is the stealth fighter developed by Russia, the stealth fighter aircraft developed by Russia, and again this may involve some transfer of technology after the first one or two squadrons are purchased directly from Russia. And in trade, we certainly want to make a big effort to increase the bilateral trade, maybe cross $100 billion by 2030. But India has to increase its exports a lot. India's exports are very, very low to Russia. And now with the energy purchases that India is making from Russia, we are seeing that the trade is very heavily in Russia's favor. So we want to look at very actively access to the consumer market in Russia, where items like clothes and jewelry and maybe more seafood, other such products will then be we can export to Russia. I think there is going to be serious discussions and agreement on that. Russia is also prepared to consider manpower exports from India to Russia, where Indian nationals can go and work there and live there, and an agreement will be worked out on that. So all in all, I think, given all these factors, this is going to be a very significant visit, and major results are awaited. No, I think all these aspects are very important, and certainly they will happen. Sukhoi 57 stealth fighter jet aircraft developed by Russia is very significant, and I'm sure the Indian government is actively considering. I think one important aspect of the visit and the discussions between President Putin and Prime Minister Modi are going to be looking at peace, bringing peace in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. And I think in this we have seen President Trump's 28-point peace plan. I think President Putin seems to be in favor of discussion on this plan and working out a solution. But we have seen great opposition from the Europeans and from President Zelensky on this. I hope, because India has always been very much in favor of peace in Europe, and talking about dialogue and diplomacy to bring the conflict between Ukraine and Russia to an end. And I think that surely there will be a push in this direction also, that we will be able to see in what way this peace can be made. We have seen that the Russians have been very, very outspoken about how Europe is dragging its feet and preventing President Zelensky from coming to a peace deal on this subject.